Do not watch Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk. If you are black and you are paying to see this fight, you are doing a disgrace to your ancestors, to Muhammad Ali, to Mike Tyson, to all the vintage, amazing black fighters that you can think of who have experienced racism in the time of segregation or anything during that time where racism was still very, very popular in boxing. We all know Tyson Fury did not win that fight against Francis Ngannou. He got outboxed. Tyson Fury was not landing, and on top of that, he got knocked down, and he also threw a elbow. He threw a huge elbow, which was probably the cleanest shot of the night that he landed on Francis Ngannou. There was no way that anybody had Tyson Fury winning that fight. Now, I know with the fact that he brings in more money with boxing that they couldn't let him lose, but this was completely corrupt, especially with the fact that him coming from the extremely corrupt UFC where Dana White takes in all the money from his fighters. He doesn't pay his fighters whatsoever. The majority of the money, 99% of it, goes to him rather than being spread out throughout his amazing fighters who bring in the money through the fans and make these large events. But that's just another topic. I do not like Dana White whatsoever. So Francis Ngannou got away from that. He got into the world of boxing where he made more money in one fight than all his UFC fights all together. And they robbed him. Now, this is bad because it puts him in a bad spot with his career. Had they had put the win on his record, it would have made the Anthony Joshua loss look a lot less embarrassing, right? But now, on his boxing record, he's 0-2. So how does that look in the matchmaking when it comes to him being put up against other top fighters? Sure, he got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, but he also beat the top heavyweight who is supposed to be number one, right? The top heavyweight. He can beat everybody, right? Apparently not. He couldn't beat and put all his weight onto a very extremely strong Francis Ngannou and cheat like he did against Deontay Wilder, which is something the coaches behind the doors discuss, is him taking his hand out the glove and punching through the fucking, through the seams and through the laces rather than having his hand in the padding and punching through there. We all saw Tyson Fury do that and hit Deontay Wilder with bare knuckles. This is not rocket science. Oleksandr Usyk, he completely robbed Daniel Dubois, and he didn't even feel bad about it. He didn't even feel bad at the end. He didn't want to honor a rematch or anything of that sort. And all the racists can do is counter by saying, Daniel quit, he quit. He didn't quit. When you knock someone out and you see that the ref isn't going to honor the knockout, it already kills you mentally, because it doesn't matter what you do. Even if Daniel had a legit head knockout, the ref would have had some sort of way to score it behind the head, illegal. Give him 20 seconds, do a slow count. The same thing they did with Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder, by the way. This would have happened even if Daniel Dubois didn't have a controversial shot to Alexander's midsection, which, by the way, you can clearly see that his stomach is being covered by a short. You can't see his belly button. So where he punched him on the shorts was clearly on his belly button, meaning he got a clean shot to the gut, which really hurts, and he couldn't take it. He was down for 5 minutes. Now, when you get hit in the nutsack, you don't sit there and hold your stomach like Oleksandr did. You don't sit there and breathe heavy. You writhe in pain because that's a really sensitive spot with a lot of nerve endings. What Oleksandr Usyk did was he was breathing very extremely heavy because he got his ass put down with a legit body shot. This is why I say no black people whatsoever should be watching this fight. This fight should not be fucking supported by any means. Nobody who is against racism should be supporting this fight because they robbed two black men of their well-deserved wins just to put two top white champions at the top. And let's be real, neither of them are really at the top of the heavyweight division. Zhilei Zhang could beat Oleksandr Usyk. Francis Ngannou beat Tyson Fury. These guys aren't at the top. Anthony Joshua can beat Tyson Fury. These guys are not at the top of the heavyweight division. But when it comes to racism in these sports, they want to make sure that they can keep their white champions at the top one way or another. It's the same thing with Vasily Lomachenko, but that's just for another topic. Anyways, speaking of Vasily Lomachenko, I got my man George Kambosos Jr. beating the fuck out of Vasily Lomachenko. Nonetheless, that's just reality. But let me know what you think of these unjust actions still going on in boxing in 2024. It's very sad to see, but it's going to continue to happen if we don't speak up against it and bring attention to these issues and never forget that this is what happened. This is what happened in the years of 2023 in boxing. They robbed Daniel Dubois against Oleksandr Usyk, a clear body shot KO that had Usyk hurt for a long ass time. And they did the same thing when they wanted to attempt to make the scorecard close and put all of them in favor of Tyson Fury. Complete clownery and complete joke of the boxing world. The fight we should have been pushing for was Francis Ngannou versus Daniel Dubois. I mean, it's just more obvious than ever because they not only robbed one fighter, they robbed another fighter. That way they could keep their little stacks up. But again, the best way to protest against this fight is just simply not buy it. Share this video and share this message because it's really sad to see that this is still going on in boxing and the racists are loving it. The racists are loving it. That's it for this video. You heard it from the one and only Rebel. So I'm gonna see you in the next one. And remember, don't be average, be different.